This is Brian Johnson. If you're just joining us for your first time, we are grateful for you and your attendance and you investing some time on yourself. We have Mr. Christopher Francis Vanberg here with me, and tonight we're going to talk about some cool stuff. We're going to talk about how you can boost your energy right where you're sitting. We're going to talk about oxygen consumption, breathing. We're going to talk about some food, and we're going to talk about some other stuff that we believe will be extremely helpful for you if you use it. So, Chris, do you have anything to add to that?
I think the main reason why we're doing this subject is because low energy, people struggling with being lethargic, is so very common in our society, and it's a big struggle for just a lot of people. But there's a lot of very simple things you can do to just improve your overall daily energy and be less dependent on stimulants or just the energy to get the things done that you require in life. And so we're excited to share this information with you tonight. And let's get this party started, shall we? So the subject tonight is superhuman energy. Where can I find it? To get us warmed up a little bit, we just want to tell you a little bit about us. But our promise to you this evening is that you can feel better immediately and boost your energy anytime you choose. That is a great promise. So we invite you to be fully present as we share this wisdom with you. Just really what that means is be focused. Concentrate on us right here, right now. You've invested the time to sit here and start watching, so do that. Focus. Turn off your cell phone, put it to the side, close your Facebook. Just grab a pen and a paper. Brian and I keep some water with us. We'll intermittently just say, hey, it's time to take a drink, because that's what we do. In fact, now is an optimum time to just take a big old chug of water, because it really helps you think clearer, helps you have better memory retention, all types of stuff. And recognize that today is all you have, okay? There is no promise of tomorrow. Yesterday doesn't exist anymore. You've got right here, right now, investing in yourself. So do that, and you're doing something for yourself. Take the time and make the most of it. And do us a favor, stay to the end, and we will tell you how to get a 20-minute consultation with Brian or I, or the person of your choosing. The first thing we want to do is doing a little breathing exercise, simply because this is so crucial for your energy. So here's what I would like you to do. Put everything down. I want you to take 60 seconds. I'm going to put a little stopwatch on my clock real quick on my little thing. I want you to breathe in through your nose, as deep a breath as you possibly can. And I want you to focus on not just breathing in, but breathing in from both your lungs and your diaphragm. That's your stomach. Full deep breaths. And what I mean by that is when you breathe in, it'll start to feel tight, but there's more room in there. So I want you to breathe fully, as heavily as you can, for 60 seconds. So here we go. Ready? In through your nose. Out through your mouth. This time when you breathe in, hold for 1 or 2 seconds. All the way in is full. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. 30 more seconds. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big time. Breathe out. Now tell me that you don't immediately feel a little bit better. And over the next few minutes, you'll probably notice you're a little bit higher energy. Your body temperature might come up a few degrees, and you are now more in tune and more alert just through breathing.
You know, and it's interesting. Many people don't realize how important breathing is. Like literally, it's the first thing you would die without. And most of us are walking around breathing half of what's available, because we may not understand. We may be stressed and may not linking the two together, but you may even notice that your eyesight's better. You can actually hear better right now. So just keep that in mind. But what we wanted to share with you for a minute is just give you some current facts on where we're at in the United States with our health. One of the biggest killers is basically cancer, 611,105 people. And if you think about this, cancer happens in an acidic body. Illness happens in an acidic body, and an acidic body is nothing more than having no oxygen. An alkaline body means there is oxygen present. There is a massive difference in how well your immune system can stay boosted. So our second killer in the United States is 584,000 with heart disease. Next one is stroke with 128,000. Next one is Alzheimer's with almost 85,000. Diabetes is next, which is 75,000, and that is really unnecessary disease. That's due to not having good lifestyle habits and good eating habits. Okay, the next one is our flu, which is almost 57,000 people that are struck by that. So, some other stuff I think it's important to understand is, let's talk about some death by modern medicine. Now, 2.2 million adverse drug reactions. You got 20 million prescribed antibiotics for viral infections. And this is one of the main reasons why there are super bugs like MRSA, because they give people antibiotics all the time. And all the bugs do is get stronger and getting more smart at beating our immune systems. So the 7.5 million unnecessary surgical procedures, which is kind of interesting. 783,000 deaths due to modern medicine, which is the #1 killer. Now, if you ever heard the term iatrogenesis, you may have heard Chris and I talk about this, but that is the terminology that Western medicine uses to call deaths that are preventable due to accidents in the medical system. It's called iatrogenesis, not medical deaths that result in poor decisions and due to mistakes. So there's 350,000 deaths per year linked to obesity. And here's some things that you need to know. There's $2.7 trillion in symptom management per year. In 1926, cancer was the 10th cause of death in our children, and today is the #1 cause of death, even before accidents. By the year 2020, mind you, which is really only, we're talking 5 years away, 5.5 years away, our medical system treatments will be responsible for 50% of all cancer, which is kind of scary. And here's even scarier thing, is that 86% of all the doctors who use chemo, radiation, and surgery as their methodologies of helping or ridding cancer, 86% of the people that were polled would not use their own treatments to cure their cancer. Now, I'm not sure about you, but that sounds kind of iffy to me. I definitely would not be doing that myself. On an average, there's 212 industrial chemicals found in our body at one time. On average, 7 pesticides are urinated out each time we go to the restroom. There was a study done using infant blood levels that were found that they did the test at the umbilical cord, which means where the blood is passing from mom to baby. They found 287 toxic chemicals, of which 208 were carcinogenic. Not good. Plastics are the #1 cause of breast and prostate cancers in the United States due to xenoestrogens, which are thousands of times stronger than normal estrogen. 95% of cancers have dental involvement, chemicals that leach directly into our bloodstream, typically mercury fillings, which is not good. That's also, heavy metal toxicity is also where you have issues from neurological disorders like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, and things of that nature. But here's the good news. 90%, that's right, 90% of these deaths and symptoms are preventable by better lifestyle choices and knowledge and wisdom executed in these areas. And what Chris and I specifically focus on for this very reason is we focus on the things that you would die without first, as far as how we share and educate and share with our people and our clients, which is you. So we focus on air, water, food, and consciousness, which are our tools by how we share information. And we have found that this by far is extremely effective. And I think it's important for you to understand that, look, we're just like you. Like, you can see me on the right-hand side, may not look too much like me now, but I've actually been worse than that 2 other times. So I understand completely what it means to get out of shape. I understand what it takes to get back in shape and how to implement it as a lifestyle to where you're still having your cakes and pizzas and enjoying yourself, but also being able to handle your business and be in great shape and enjoy your life disease-free. Like, I have not been sick in 24 years. So a lot of it is due to the information and wisdom that I've known at a young age. And that's really why we're sharing it with you. And you can see Chris over there.
Yeah, because one of these things about these pictures is physically, obviously, neither one of us in good shape. I've never really been 60 pounds overweight like Brian has, but emotionally, obviously, both of us are carrying burdens. If you look at our left shoulder on left side, both of us have a left raised shoulder. Man, Brian and I had both, we've been through the ringer, man. Drugs, partying, just terrible lifestyles, just no judgment, but we understand experience, and we've been through a lot, and that helps us understand and recognize and empathize with people that are also struggling in different aspects of their life. But since then, we have studied and been to so many different classes. One thing is that I'm not going to spend the time to go through every single one of these, but obviously, between 40 years of experience, over 15,000 clients, numerous certifications, classes. Brian and I have spent, just in last year alone, we had spent over $100,000 in coaching experience for ourselves, because we believe in constant self-improvement, and that is that just shows how much we care, because the more we learn, the more we can help the people that we work with. There's a couple of pictures of us, a whole bunch going on here. Jonathan Sprinkles is the guy in the top left-hand corner with Brian. That's actually one of Brian's clients. He's actually helped not only Jonathan Sprinkles, who travels constantly doing presentations all over the thing, but help him stay on point with his nutrition. But Brian has actually helped numerous members of his staff, and he is a trusted resource for Jonathan Sprinkles. It's funny that Brian, the picture of Brian right there, that is him speaking at Aveda Institute. We've spoken actually a few different schools and certification places. And I ran into a girl who we shook hands yesterday, and she said, "Hey, what's your name?" And she said, "Oh, well, do you have a business card?" And I said, "No, I just sort of connect with people on Facebook or phone numbers." And she's like, "Oh, well, let me add you." And she added me. She goes, "Wait a second. Did you guys speak at Aveda a few years ago?" And she's like, "Yeah, you guys taught us." And she goes, "I didn't remember your face. I'm not really good with faces, but man, I remember your content. I've been talking about you for years." And I just thought that was so powerful to be able to see that and hear that. And up in the top picture, that's Brian and I speak at Life Austin. We actually spoke at multiple churches. We spoke at Life Austin more than a dozen times. If you can see in the picture in the background, there's Brian's before picture, and cupcakes and pizza. And that's, well, my picture is actually Oreos and cheeseburgers. But we love to eat, and we love foods that might not particularly be graded or judged for you as good for you. But what we do is we teach balance, and we teach how to have the things that you love, but still maintain the health and the body weight and the composition that you're ideally for you. The last picture on the right is me speaking at the March Against Monsanto. I've actually spoken the last 3 years. Thousands of people marching the Capitol, really fighting for food rights, right? Food freedom, and understanding and about what's in your food and what's not being taught to the public. And that little patch on the bottom, that picture, that jungle paradise, is Brian and I go on trips all the time to really self-improve and learn and challenge ourselves. And that was in the jungle with for 10 days there, Brian was doing, he really did some self-reflection on himself and really learned a lot in that period. We do that kind of stuff all the time. But the big lesson here is, well, we've done a lot of things wrong. And one of those things is, I don't like to judge it as wrong necessarily, but Brian and I both have extensive physical training experience, and then we really dove into nutrition. And when we started doing, we opened up our own corporate wellness company. It was called Corporate Fit, and we started giving these lectures at all these different companies. And then all these people wanted to work out with us, and we were doing their diets and stuff. And we ended up opening up our own fitness facility. And then the problem with that is we were so busy running a gym, it was taking us away from everything that we really loved. And we learned that we had a lot of people still failing out of the program, because as much as we knew about physical exercise and nutrition, it was the mindset of the people and their self-sabotage, their limiting beliefs, what's going on in their personal relationships, their work stress, and their environments. It was all that stuff that was keeping them from being successful. And so Brian and I went on a new path of 5 years of studying language and body language and emotional and limiting belief systems and self-sabotage, so that we can really help people on a whole nother level. And so we've discovered all this knowledge the hard way, but you get the easy way.
So, after 40 years of combined experience, over 15,000 case studies or people that we worked with, We found a formula that works consistently for health and vitality. And here's, some things to kind of keep in mind. And what we'd like to do is just get you to do a little bit of imagining right now. So just take a moment and imagine that you've had more energy than you've had in years, and where you actually had so much of it that you didn't even require taking a nap midday. Because I don't know about you, but I remember days when I would have to take 15, 20 minutes naps. Sometimes they would turn into 30-minute naps and then would lead to 2-hour naps. So I don't know about you. I'm definitely not perfect. You may not have had that experience, but also too, when you understand when you're getting more energy and you're getting more oxygen and you're having better foods, you're going to sleep better. You actually feel rested. One of the biggest things with that too is that when you're actually getting more oxygen, your pain levels will alleviate. If you are in pain, it's amazing to know and to understand that oxygen can literally reverse your pain because you're super saturating your body. And imagine no longer wasting money on medications where you can help with food and oxygen. Like we've had people reverse off medications, 5 of them, and you'll hear from her shortly, reverse off 5 medications in 3 months by understanding what foods to eat and by understanding when you're not taking deep breaths and you're breathing from your chest to have deeper breathing. So we'll actually get into all this stuff, but just imagine if you're in the position where you have pain right now, where you're not sleeping well, where your energy sucks. Imagine if you get to a position how your life is going to be different, how you can show up for yourself, how you have more time to invest with your family, with your job, your career, with yourself, with your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever that looks like. Feeling better, having more oxygen, and understanding foods that help with your situation will make all the difference between you surviving and thriving in your life. So here's the legal disclaimer. You may have already known this, but Chris and I are not doctors, and we encourage you to take the information that we give you and to cross-reference it with a doctor that you trust. And with that, I will add to you, if you are taking it to a Western medicine doctor, they are not going to know what you and I are going to talk about, and they are going to be completely against you eating vegetables. As odd as that sounds, it's unfortunate, and that's just what it is. If you live in Austin and would require some different doctors, I have some amazing holistic doctors that I work with that help me to get healthier. And it's important to understand that no matter who you are and where you're at on your journey, if you're out of shape, if you're on medications, if you're already in great shape and looking to get in better shape, no matter who you are, everyone just wants to be better. And here's the thing. By doing that, if you focus on your breathing, that is your #1 source of energy and life. And when you are not breathing fully, you are not living fully. So here's our first little play along. Actually, it's our second. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. First thing you do, if you got some water, get a sip, because I'm going to get some right quick. That's your second thing you would die without. So let's enrich ourselves. All right. So what I want you to notice, or choose for you to notice, is just take a second, sit back in your chair or wherever you're at, and just pay attention. Are you breathing from your chest right now? Or are you breathing from your stomach? Okay, and here's why I asked this. If you are breathing from your chest, then what we have right here is your chest actually equals fear or sadness, cancel. So if you just understand this first, if you're breathing from your chest right now, then you're automatically in fight or flight. That means you're not breathing appropriately. That means that you are living in a mental situation of scarcity and lack, and is there going to be enough, and fear. Okay, here are some things that Chris and I use on a consistent daily basis, hour to hour, second to second, and it's all about understanding your breath and then understanding emotional literacy. So if you're breathing from your chest, automatically you're in fight or flight. If you look at these 3 things, your stomach, if you're tight in your stomach, that equals fear. If you're tight in your chest and your throat, that equals sadness. And if you are tight in your back and your neck, that equals anger. That is the most important things that we could probably share with you, because ultimately, if you want to choose to thrive, you have to understand where you're at all times. And when you're not where you desire to be, where are you, so you can make a proper adjustment to change it.
So how does food play a role in your energy and reversing illness? Brian and I, if you've ever seen some of our videos on Facebook, we spend a lot of time about the phytonutrients and the vitamins and the minerals and the enzymes of a plant-based diet and their role in reversing illness and disease and pain. But specifically, today's focus is how does it actually improve energy? What foods can you eat? What foods can actually help improve your oxygen delivery system? What foods can actually help you improve the oxygen availability? What foods actually improve your energy? So let's spend some time on that real quick. First, living foods versus dead foods. And I always tell people about this. Like, one, Americans got in this habit at some point of just cooking everything, right? Like we started cooking our meats, then we started cooking our vegetables, and it's like everything we eat gets cooked when so many vitamins and minerals and enzymes really actually are temperature sensitive. And to take in and to get the full effect, a lot of these foods need to be living still, which means generally raw. Also, go to your grocery store. How much of your grocery store is if, let's say, nobody was there anymore, in 2 weeks, how much of the food would be dead? How much of the food would start to rot? And how much of that food is processed and sits on shelves and doesn't rot, right? Because it's so processed and formulated and changed molecularly so that it doesn't, right? So living versus dead foods. If it's not going to rot on you, it's probably still not a living food. Alkaline versus acidic. Alkaline vegetables that actually help you improve your energy state, help you increase oxygen levels in the body. It's what they call homeostasis. Your body is born in a very natural alkaline state, and acidic diets and mindsets and liquids all have a big impact on your body no longer being in homeostasis, and that has a big impact on the minerals that your body is absorbing and the presence of oxygen in your energy levels. If you haven't heard Brian and I talk about it, but we love the beet. The beet, that bright red color right there that will stain your clothes, will stain even your cutting board. That's called betaine. That is a powerful, powerful phytonutrient. It's very similar to hemoglobin. So it actually helps you upregulate the amount of oxygen in your bloodstream by helping you produce fresh new red blood cells. Also, when you produce such many new red blood cells, it helps you detoxify your body. So it's for almost every disease. That's why they say beet disease, because for almost every disease, it's helping you detoxify, cleanse, and purify your bloodstream, which is vital for your health and fighting disease and improving your energy levels. Chlorophyll. It's funny, chlorophyll, people see me and Brian all the time. We have green water, right? We have our restructured high alkaline super water that we drink all the time. And then we add chlorophyll to it all the time. So we're walking around with these green jugs. And people always ask me, oh, what is that? And I said, oh, it's chlorophyll. And they're like, chloroform, doesn't that stuff knock you out, right? No. Chlorophyll, same thing that makes your plants green. Same thing that takes the power of the sun and converts it to energy for the plants, right? It's plant blood. It's powerful detoxifier. Helps you really upregulate oxygen. Helps you do the same thing that it does for the plants. Really helps you convert energy. And it's funny, it's really sold as like a deodorizer, like a human deodorizer. So you got a stinky teenage kid, you put a bunch of chlorophyll in his water and his drinks, and man, like if you got a teenage boy and he's got stinky feet, it will really help clean up the odor. And that's one of the biggest signs that it shows you that's helping you detoxify your body. Simply because if it can help you stop from smelling, it's really obviously doing something to help you clean out toxins in your body. And Brian and I both, we stopped using deodorant years ago. Like I still have like a mineral stone, but often I don't even remember to put it on. And I never or rarely ever have any type of body odor. And if I do have body odor, I realize I've gotten a little toxic again. It's time to clean out. I'm assuming you experience that same thing, right, Brian?
Yeah, especially if I have some stuff off the beaten path of my normal nutrition programs and not eating enough vegetables like burgers and pizza, then I can tell.
The cordyceps mushrooms. You see that little picture in the top left corner? That's wild grown cordyceps. What happens is they were first discovered growing off of, it's a fungus that was growing off or feeding off dead insects. And now we have, they still have a huge money in wild grown cordyceps. But now we have vegetarian grown cordyceps and stuff, and they're powerful, powerful mushrooms. Mushrooms as a whole are very powerful. One, they upregulate almost all functions of the immune system. They're really loaded with vitamin D for detoxification. And they're some of the most powerful cancer fighters in nature. They upregulate natural NK cells and natural killer cells, which helps your immune system fight off cancer and other types of disease. But from an energy perspective, they dramatically improve the way that your body functions, informs, and improves your energy levels. And so you can buy these wild-grown mushrooms now, vegetarian-grown mushrooms online. We recommend this site, food-healing.com, if you're ever interested in buying some of those online. But there's lots of sites you can buy these types of mushrooms from. The walnut is really one of the only, they call it the king of the nuts. And ancient Ayurvedic medicine used to talk about nuts that they said a lot of the foods look like the body type or the organ that they help. And sure enough, science is starting to prove Ayurvedic medicine correct, which is the walnut actually turns out to be the only nut that has an omega-3 fatty acid and alpha lipoic acid, which actually helps you to convert to DHA, which helps you create new, fresh brain cells. And so, yes, sure enough, it is also helps with your function of your brain. But one of the things about the walnut is it has L-arginine in it. L-arginine is a precursor to building nitrous oxide. Now, you might have heard nitrous oxide if you've ever been in workout programs or supplement stores, because it's a natural vasodilator. And they did this study in Spain measuring a bunch of different types of foods and oxygen supply and blood flow through the arm. And the walnut was the highest of all foods they tested. And just by a diet of walnuts, just one meal of walnuts, improved vasodilation and blood flow in their right arm by 24%. Right? Because of so much L-arginine and nitrous oxide release caused vasodilation, caused increased blood flow. Imagine 24% increase in blood flow in your body and what that can do for your energy levels.
Yeah, hold on for a second. So people who have heart disease issues and blood pressure issues and have stroke potential, walnut is extremely important, because what it does is it opens up all the highways in your body so the traffic can go and you can get more oxygen. So keep in mind, that's a massively important one for reversing heart disease, helping reverse stroke diseases and situations where you have blockages of plaque buildup and things like that.
Wait, you want to talk about wheatgrass, Brian? You love drinking wheatgrass.
Yeah, I love wheatgrass. So wheatgrass is actually your #1 blood pressure lowerer. So be mindful if you are on blood pressure medications, beta blockers, alpha calcium channel blockers, and things like that. Wheatgrass can act just like a medicine. So be mindful when you take it to check your blood pressure and just monitor it and see how you function off of it. I suggest if you're going to juice it, you better have an amazing juicer, because if not, you're going to be chewing on grass, was my experience. So I just blend it up and put it in my smoothie and eat it that way. Ginseng is a major endocrine tonic or hormone tonic. It's actually used a lot in Eastern cultures and is extremely potent. If you're going to use it, get Ron Tea Garden's ginseng tinctures, and you can get them at Food-Healing. I'm sure you can probably go online and get them. But ginseng is extremely potent. There are some ginseng roots that sell for 100 to 200 grand. That's how potent they are. But it's a very potent endocrine tonic. So then you have maca root. So ladies who are going through menopause, maca root is very helpful for you. Men who are looking to have a more effective sperm army, maca root will do it. It'll increase your sperm count up to 300%. So we have warned you to be extremely mindful if you do this and you are not trying to have babies. It is amazing it actually has I3Cs in it too, which is known as an endo-3 carbonyl, which is a great cancer fighter. And this maca root is actually found 14,000 feet in the Andes Mountains, which is the highest vegetation that we eat on the planet. So it has amazing adaptogens, is what they're called, but it helps our body to adapt to stressful situations. So maca is a great endocrine tonic that you can use with the ginseng and some other stuff in there too, the cordyceps in conjunction.
So it's a great list of foods that can all dramatically improve the function of your body, your vasodilation, your blood flow, and increase your energy levels naturally. What you have to recognize is that the damage that you've caused in your body, or I should say maybe the weakness, or there's just room for improvement, has been caused over time. And by implementing these foods, dramatically will slowly increase your natural energy levels, your state of well-being, your feeling every single day. And so it's important to use these foods to increase your energy levels. Maybe not one of, maybe just a few of them, or whichever ones you choose, or all of them. And your natural state will go up more and more and more. And I know when Brian and I started learning this stuff, after weeks and weeks, we just kept feeling better and better and better and increasing our energy state. And a lot of the foods had a big, big cause of that. But going back to oxygen for a minute, right? Air is the very first thing we would die without. And this is our concept for our 4 pillars: air, water, food, and consciousness, right? These are the 4 things that you would die without first. And so therefore they're the most important things you need to. It's not some magical pill or supplement or one particular vitamin. It's the basics. It's the very simple basics of air, water, food, environment. And most people are functioning in fear. And so when Brian is talking about breathing out of your chest, in a relaxed state, right, when you're not thinking or controlled by your medulla, the diaphragm is actually doing the work, right? Opening up in your stomach, moving your diaphragm in and out, which is a nice form of relaxed breathing. The difference is in our environment, because of the news and the media and all the stuff that's going on all the time, fear and scarcity exists, and people are constantly functioning out of fear. And this is driving bad behavior, lack of good breathing. You're only breathing enough to stay conscious. And so that time to take relaxed, deep breathing can make a huge, huge impact in your state of well-being. It helps you relieve stress. It helps you relieve anxiety. It helps cure depression. So much can be done just through the art of breathing. And we talk about energy. I just have one question for you, right? If you're tired right now, you're functioning right now at a lower energy state, if you won $1 million right now, would your energy change? So is the energy that you have currently more emotional or physical, right? So a lot of people are living in a very low energy state because they're not actually, they're in a low emotional state. They're not living true to their purpose. They're not living true to their goal. They're not working towards something that is meaningful, right? We get lost in this world of wanting to just earn money or the monotony of a day job, earning for petty little materialistic things, and there's no meaning in it. There's no purpose in it. So God gave you gifts, some kind of gifts to help and serve and to find meaning in life. And you have to fulfill those gifts to really understand. And when you're working towards a goal, when you're working towards meaning in your life, and there's purpose and associated to it, your energy level is going to go up because you are now living with purpose in your life. And that is a huge, huge impact in your energy levels. I'm going to spend some time on water real quick, because both for Brian and I, like I just told this story actually earlier today, both Brian and I spent a lot of time training for fitness shows, and we believed we were really healthy, okay? We ate macronutrient fitness diets. We were very lean body fat. We were in great physical condition, but we were tired all the time, right? We drank a gallon of water, but because we were tired all the time, we were drinking, or because we were drinking them, we were tired all the time. We drank 2 or 3 diet sodas a day, all the time, because we have like no sugar, so therefore it's not going to mess with our body fat, so we can do that, okay? We didn't realize we were operating in an acidic state because of the carbonated beverages, right? A carbonated beverage generally has a pH of about 2.5. That's only a tiny, tiny bit incrementally better than your stomach acid, right? And so, you know, we're drinking these acidic fluids, and it was actually causing us to dehydrate our body more, and it was actually causing us to be low energy. So we needed this sugar and the caffeine and the stimulant to keep us moving. What some people are unaware is like 95% of Americans have a symptom that's called clumped red blood cells. So basically it means your red blood cells are sticking together instead of delivering oxygen and nutrients like they're supposed to. When you drink real good, clean, high alkaline water, your red blood cells unclump. They start to deliver oxygen like they're supposed to. Imagine your blood is your fuel line to your car. If it's clogged and coagulated, you're not going to get good performance out of your vehicle. But if they're open and expanded and clear and they flow freely, your energy levels go up dramatically, and so will your car's performance. So drinking high alkaline water that can also help you increase oxygen flow into your body, and drinking a good or eating a good alkaline-based diet dramatically helps oxygen and energy performance within your body. Measuring your intake. I can't tell you how many people that were struggling with being lethargic on a regular basis, that Brian and I just had them increase their water intake, and immediately within just a few days or weeks, their energy levels rose dramatically. We are walking around dehydrated and we're drinking other things besides water, which is not improving our state, right? And so these types of things can dramatically improve our energy levels quickly and effectively. Got a quick testimonial here. This is actually Brian's client. And this, you have to understand, this is our focus. Our focus is helping people. And there's nothing I can say here to preempt you for this client, except just please listen carefully and listen to the success of people when they understand the power of grocery store foods. Oops.
About my experience with reaching out to Brian. About 6 months ago, I contacted Brian. I just had some questions about nutrition, different things I could change up just to start feeling better. And we also talked about different medications I was on at the time. He mentioned foods that specifically could do the same thing as what the medications were doing, except naturally. And so along with that, and the other list of things that he said to try, I started doing that immediately. And after about a month, I started to wean myself off of one of my medications. And then after I got off that one, I started weaning myself off another medication. And after 3 months, I had gotten off of 5 medications. Some of these medications I was on for 30 years, some I was on for 15 years, and some I was on for 10 years. And so these were things that I thought I was going to have to take for the rest of my life. Before that conversation with Brian, I didn't even realize that there was another option. And it's been 6 months since I talked to him about these specific things, and 3 months of being completely off medicine. And I really am so happy and thankful and grateful for Brian and for the work that he does, and just the love that he has for people, and showing them that they have other options, that they can feel good just with the right information. And I just feel really blessed to have the opportunity to talk to him about those things going on in my health and my diet, and that he's so knowledgeable and just really helpful, and offers you this opportunity to change your life. And that's at least the way I look at it, because I look at this more than just I'm off medication. To me, it's a miraculous act, to be able to say I'm free from all of this. And it's also given me such a sense of empowerment too, to know that doctors couldn't do this. Boots from the grocery store did this. So it's kind of wild, but definitely grateful for it. Thank you.
So here's our old model, basically the old model which most of our population is functioning under. And basically it goes like this, is to where we only trust our health to our doctors, and we don't adjust our lifestyle choices, and we end up taking medications to manage our symptoms. Or we try fad diets and crash dieting and fasting to lose weight, or we're buying expensive supplements and diet pills to increase our energy, and we're trying these fast foods to maybe have fast energy sources and things of that nature. We're viewing life's obstacles as hard and too much work and stressful. But what we are inviting you to consider is that there is a new way to view things that will make a dramatic difference and can make a dramatic difference pretty fast. And Chris would change it. So here's a new model. We invite you to take full responsibility right now for your health, well-being, and your future. We invite you to learn how proteins, carbs, and fats and vegetables impact your body and how they impact your energy levels and how they impact your ability to be thriving all the way until you decide to graduate and go to the next level of life. We invite you to learn about grocery store foods and which ones we talked about today and how you can implement those in your life and not be concerned so much with buying expensive supplements when you're not even mastering the basics. Life is a choice, and you can definitely make this fun and easy with the right support and information.
So Johnny, go ahead.
Chef Johnny Carino, it's actually one of Chris's clients, and if you've been down here in Texas or in the South, you may recognize the Johnny Carino's Italian restaurant. Well, this is the man, the myth, legend behind that. He's one of Chris's clients, so we'll let him kind of talk.
Hi, folks. This is Chef Johnny Carino, speaking to you from my home here in Atlanta about Chris Bamberg. I just need to tell you, for the last 3-4 years or so, I have struggled with my very own health issues. I am an expert in the restaurant industry. I'm a great chef. When it comes to health, sometimes you need to reach out to other people. That's why I reach out and I trust Chris to help me with my plans on eating, being healthy, and ways to beat my diabetes. Chris is A1 in my book.
So here is your invitation to join us. Just like some little fishes in a different aquarium. I like that little picture. Here's what we're gonna do. This is we like to give out free information, but we share our best content, or we just share in a more consistent manner, I should say. We have a training we put together. We started in January, and we've just redone it, put some great new content into it. But basically, it's everything you could possibly imagine. Our 40 years of experience, the best information we have learned over the last 40 years of combined experience, and all the clients we've worked with. We have packed it into 6 one-hour courses, all about nutrition, mindset, powerful information about symptom reversal foods. There's more information about energy and managing your energy, your time, your goal setting, really everything that you would require to be successful in life. And not only that, but it will dramatically change your family's life, your friend's life. I can't tell you how many testimonials we actually have where it was like, we helped somebody a few years ago and now their whole family has changed and revolutionized by one person making the choice and the decision to start living differently. So we have a package where you're gonna get 6 of our online trainings, our Healthy Eating Digital Recipe Book. So far, there's a total value of $757 there. But we've got a couple of bonuses we want to throw in. One is we have a closed Facebook community for all of our clients. And I got to be honest with you, like this is one of the most valuable things we offer because, you know, have you ever heard that expression, you are the sum of your 5 closest friends? The people that you surround yourself with are what you end up becoming. And when you are choosing to live a healthier lifestyle, a better mindset, a more positive group, you need to surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing. And having community support is the best way to do that. You can ask questions, you can make new friends, all like-minded individuals, all trying to do that. And Brian and I put some exclusive video content in there for this Facebook community. We have a few more bonuses though. One, our smoothie recipes. If you've heard Brian and I's videos, we do videos constantly about the power of grocery store foods. Brian and I don't sell supplements. We're here to tell you what you can buy at the grocery store that will revolutionize your life. It will dramatically change and improve the way that you feel. And one of the powerful techniques we use is smoothie making. By putting these powerful ingredients into smoothies, you can have yourself a cocktail of delicious fruits and vegetables that will improve your life on a whole nother scale. What it has done for Brian and I and our energy is amazing, and we have helped so many clients with this. But smoothie making is a fine art, and knowing what and how much of each ingredient to make a really delicious smoothie that is also really health beneficial is some really powerful knowledge. And last bonus is a consultation with Brian and I, right? Brian and I have helped so many people, but we've also helped ourselves. We have been through it ourselves. We have really changed people from to help them hit their desired goal, both young and old, men and women. We have worked with so many people, and we have had so many wonderful success stories. This information we share online is really powerful. But what we have learned is that online information is, well, it's what if you have questions, or what if you need feedback, or what if you have personal stuff going on in your life that you would like to address. That valuable time with us is amazing. And I gotta say, Brian and I both have had multiple people in 15 or 20 minutes had stuff that they were dealing with for 10 or 20 years, pain in their knees, or dealing with emotional issues, or disease, that in 15 minutes they were no longer dealing with those issues before or anymore, simply through a conversation with us. But because Brian and I only have limited time, this is only available for the first 5 people, right? We have limited time and a little bit of availability. So if you're interested, there is the enroll down below.
So here's what you get. Just to recap. You get our 6 live online trainings where we're going to talk all about our nutrition. You already heard Chris talk about it. We're actually going to get into some mindset stuff, which we believe is just as important, if not more. We're actually going to get into symptom reversal foods. So if you have specific issues, we're going to talk about what foods cater to those. We're going to talk about what foods are going to boost your energy. We're going to talk about what foods are going to help your body to respond well when the flu and illnesses are going around, so you don't have to get them. It's a $694 or $97 value. You'll actually have access to the recordings if you miss the live sessions. And the value of this is tenfold, because you can pause it and stop it, take notes and write it down. If you're truly serious about your health, you'll invest the time and invest in yourself and take the information and dissect it so you get out of it what you need so you can implement in your life, because knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only powerful if it's used and executed on a consistent basis at the right time. Okay, so you also get our healthy eating digital book. But the bonuses you're going to receive is 2 months free access to our closed paid membership site at an $80 value. You'll receive 2 of our smoothie recipe books or videos that Chris talked about it specifically, but I can tell you myself that smoothies have in themselves changed my life with oxygen availability, with my body reversing my heart disease stuff that I have going on. It runs in my family. I was able to reverse my cholesterol, my blood pressure issues, my ADD, all of this stuff. I even reversed my allergies to avocados, which is awesome. So, and keep in mind, you also get a 30-minute consultation with us, and that is only for the first 5 people. So I would encourage you, if you're serious about this, go ahead and act on it, because I know that they will go fast. So the total value on that would be $1,537. But here's the deal. We're actually going to hook you up, and it's not even going to be for $499. It's going to be even better than that. And since you stay till the end, what we're doing is we're offering it to you for $244, and that's for today only till 10 o'clock. Now, the beauty of this is that we believe in this information so much and have seen it help so many people that we will actually guarantee that either you are satisfied or we'll give your money back. If there's any reason you're unsatisfied within the first 2 weeks, just give us a call. We'll give you your money back, no questions asked. We have seen this information serve a lot of people, well over 15,000 now, and have seen too many people's lives changed because of this. That's why we're sharing it. And what we invite you to do is, like, if you're even on the fence thinking about it, you deserve having and feeling the best every day. Life is short. I can tell you that if you are living life, not breathing fully, not understanding what foods to eat, and your life is stressful and your life is in disharmony, something's going on internally. And unless you make some changes by some people who have already been where you are and can kind of show you the way up the hill, so to speak, and kind of say, hey, watch out for that pitfall. Hey, start to eat those foods so you can reverse that issue that you're dealing with right now. Or, hey, maybe you need to take a look and adjust that mindset that you're thinking about so you can get off of that and thinking that it's difficult. Instead, make it fun and easy. So really what we're doing is we're just inviting you to join us. We would love to serve and support you. And, you know, one thing that always comes to mind when I started making a good investment in myself on a monthly basis, my coach, when I was talking to him about my $10,000 deposit and my $3,000 a month investment, he was like, hey, you know, Brian, if you think about the payment and you think about it too much, you're never going to receive the payoff. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So in that moment, I had two things, pain versus pleasure. I had the pain of thinking, wow, that's 10 grand. And that's another $3,000 a month, not counting my mortgage and whatever else comes up. But then I can think, all right, let's look at it on this side. What if I get the education? What if I get the skill sets? What if I get the support and the systems and the information that I need to create that money? But more importantly, to get the information to help me thrive in the areas that I'm not. Understanding more about food, understanding about body language, understanding about languaging, and how all these things come into play to help me enjoy my life and to be enthusiastic about it. Because you may have seen the video that I've done, but I did a video one day on a Monday morning, and I had 10, 15 people that I spoke with, and all of them hated their job. If you're in that position, you're not loving what you do, then you're already not living your life. So we just invite you to take this opportunity to invest in yourself so that we can help you out, provide some valuable information, and see what it does for you. Chris, you got anything to add?
I just want to say that we love you. We care about you. This is why we share this information with you. Every week, we're going to share different information to help change lives. And that's what we do because this is what we love to do. So I hope you found, I trust that you found tonight valuable. I hope there's some information that you can implement into your this evening. We would love for you to join us in our community. We would love to be able to serve you and share all this wonderful information with you. And just remember, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will make time for your illness. Have a blessed evening. Thank you for joining us.